Hello and welcome to.
So
I'm just watching it fucking my nutting.
I'm gone. Right. Hello and welcome to Spitfire episode 4, season 2. And we are live with a good episode today. I pretty much say that every single time. It's like there's a bad episode, but this one's good because we have ROSTERMANIA to talk about. We are going to be discussing rumors. We have a list of rumors with us here. I will say they're not confirmed. We believe the Splice confirmation is coming later, so we're going to be live for that and we can live react to it. And we're also going to be talking CWO Anaheim. My name is Brice. I'll be bringing you the topics, moving things along and trying to calm things down. And also joining me, of course, will be Tunn, who helps do the production and occasionally chimes in with his opinions.
Does the production.
Yeah, you do the production and I, tell you how to do it correctly. But more importantly, our guest for this week, we have Tactical Rab rejoining us once again. How are you, Rab?
Yeah, not too bad. Not as jet lagged as I was. Honestly, the Wednesday was horrible, but we're okay. Survived last night, just about.
Okay, thank you. And also, this is already turning into a ridiculous one. Right, I'm concentrating. The reason I'm laughing is because I've now got to introduce MadCat and Reedy, who are just sharing the same thing, and I can't get over that. Let's start with Reedy. Reedy, how are you? And I hope your picture's on the screen.
It is actually on the screen, right? Actually, never mind. It's MadCat. MadCat, over to you.
Quick, because it's going to try. Oh, John's back. There you go, quick.
All right, now I'm back. Yeah, no, I'm buzzing, mate. Buzzing to be back on Spitfire. I can't wait to get this episode underway. Just, I'll speak when I'm on the screen,
Wow.
All right, I'm done.
And MadCat, of course, is joining us. MadCat, how are you?
Good, man. I'm good. Here, about to spit some facts as we always do.
Love it. I feel like you, Reedy and MadCat, are going to have a lot of opinions about some of the potential rosters. Do we want to speak about Anaheim first before we get into ROSTERMANIA?
Yeah, go for it, because I don't watch a single minute of it.
What?
Would make sense.
I'm joking.
I think if we talk Anaheim first, because I was going to talk ROSTERMANIA first, but I think if we talk about Anaheim, then we won't confuse the newer teams with the older teams and stuff. We'll kind of flick around.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's talk about some of the AM teams because we didn't really cover them last time. So we'll quickly cover them now. Mindfreak win again. Mindfreak win the Game Fuel open bracket again.
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel.
Yeah, the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel open bracket. It's not a surprise. I am genuinely wondering, and this is a question that's come up, how well would Mindfreak do in the Pro League?
Good.
I could see them being at least.
I mean, they should have been in the Pro League.
Top 12.
It had to be like the biggest choke of the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Top
man.
12
of the week.
Tragic, wasn't it?
Top 12, top 8. I mean, when you look at teams like Heretics getting top 8, then you're sort of like, well, thank you. Yeah, you could definitely see Mindfreak beating teams like that potentially.
Mindfreak would have beaten UYU, LG, NV this weekend, Midnight as well. They'd have beaten those 4 teams this weekend probably. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of see that happening here. Interestingly enough, in the Game for Open bracket, Giants were the best European team.
You surprised?
I was expecting a little bit more out of some of them.
No, are you surprised?
I was expecting Team War maybe to do a bit better. 9th to 12th. I was expecting more out of them.
No.
Did some of these your old teammates, B Sports in there and stuff?
Yeah, but you got to put it this way, yeah. That team there started off with Dylan and Alex, right?
Yeah.
Dylan gone. That's one superstar gone. Alex gone, another superstar. Weeman's good, but Weeman's never performed in tournament time. Not performed, but placed. Same as Defrag, same as Cammy. And I don't know, what it was Alex for Dave. You've gone from a superstar Maddox to probably one of the slowest players in Europe. It's gonna hurt, and they had no practice as well. You gotta put that in there. So the tempo changed so bad.
Yeah.
With no practice, they were never going to perform that weekend. The odds were against them. No preparation, and the tempo, the change was just so different.
I think the biggest issue for me right now is it's looking slim for Europe.
Oh no, it's looking awfully slim. I'm sorry, right? People can hate me and stuff, but I'm just looking at these. No, I'm looking at these teams and they make 0 sense. And it's literally because, I'm gonna go play in a 10s lobby. I'm gonna pick a geezer called fucking Traudy, oh, he's getting 15 kills in the fucking game mode or whatever. Oh yeah, let's team Tordy. Like, mate, it's from fucking tens. Like, I'm looking at these fucking names on these things, right? And to be honest with you, they're all fucking shit. Like, I could pick up the pad, play for fucking 3 weeks, and dust them all. Like, actually dust them all. Like, the EU AM scene is in a state. Like, you would never think, right? Brian and Niall are good players. Like, I haven't got a fault on them. Like,
but that team's only there because no one else is getting paid in the whole
yeah.
thing.
So Brian and Niall are good players. I don't fault them. Tojo, Yako, super decent, but they're only team with them because for a paycheck, and they're actually making it work. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
The rest of them, right? Like, but when would you ever see?
I mean,
Moose teaming with a geezer called Traudy? Like, come on, man.
I mean, the biggest thing for me, like Giants, fair enough. It's this one here that I don't know how you pronounce it. Fuego Gaming. I'm gonna give you some insight of that team, that Shawnee kid, how fun this team to get to the event. How is it fun they're getting top 6? How is it fun they're getting top 6? Like what a movie star, what a fierce and what a war doing to get outplaced by a Thunder. Like that is literally like a Thunder has came and outplaced you at an event, and he beat one of these, right? He beat Giants, nearly beat them again.
Hang on.
Yeah, they lost at the same time, I think.
Like okay, maybe could have been placed top 4. That would have been pathetic. Like, bro, and his team weren't even like the best like tournament players. Like, I'm pretty sure Keza had like the worst KD at LCQ or something like that. Like, detaining inside, not like superstars. Oh,
it was very weird. I thought a lot of the results, like because I was obviously helping cover it. And we had a list of notable teams, right? And one of the notable teams that kept kind of springing up was Sage Esports, who came top 16. Now, so that's
wait.
No. No. That team there, I follow a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow a few of them. That Panda kid thinks he should be in the league. No, you shouldn't.
Oh yeah,
it's like the cusp of people that deserve to be in the league, and they're not willing to perform and put themselves in a position to be in.
Nah, I'll be straight up. Yeah, that Sage team's actually a good team. They just added a guy called Giorgio Knight onto the team, who's absolutely fucking awful.
He was in the league, right?
He's so bad.
No, he subbed in for midnight.
He literally.
Oh yeah, he subbed in at London, didn't he? Yeah.
He didn't make the league, I'm pretty sure.
Sage.
And then he got actually wait, no, they did make the league with UIU, and he managed to stay on that team. He didn't make PLQs actually, because I dusted him off at Vegas. Like, he was so bad. And then he gets to LCQs. I dust off UIU again, and then they somehow make the league, and he stays on the team over Spoof. I don't get that. And then they drop him because he's absolutely literally awful player. Then he ends up into that Sage team, which, to be honest with you, I just generally like Spoof, Frosty, Super are actually decent players. I don't think they're awful.
But that's the point. That's the point I was making. That was the point I was making. I felt like Sage Esports should have done better than top 16.
Oh, yeah.
In the game to home bracket.
I'm sure in one of their interviews they asked them, is that, do you think you could beat some of the pro teams? This is while they're in the losers bracket already. And like,
yeah, I saw that, yeah.
100%, and they got knocked out in the next round.
They literally lost to nobody's legend status. Like, who is that? Lost to them in winners?
Yeah, I've never heard of those players. I mean, Fatal, Foncho, Pure, Phenom, and Riser. I don't know if anybody else has heard of them. I've never heard. And that's not a bad thing. Like, maybe making a run or something, you know. But
nah, man, it's not even fair play, bro. Like, I'm sorry, right? Fucking the European players are a bunch of idiots because they could make a super team and win this thing every single time tenfold. The fact that
I think the biggest shot for me really was the French lot.
Where are they?
Top 12? That was because
Reinhard, yeah.
Because Natshe is fucking sick, bro. Natshe is a beast. Zeke's actually quite good, and I think Stan GT is quite alright. And that Zach's
I would have thought
Zach's decent as well. Yeah.
How did that happen? Like,
yeah, all right. I'll disregard the Europe, the UK players, right? Like, think even a year ago, like if the UK teams went into an AM bracket, you'd laugh it. Ryan Freeper would laugh and stop.
There's only pretty much 2 teams there.
Yeah, but you got the players to make a super team.
Yeah, you do, but no one wants to.
Because they're just idiots, literally not thinking straight. Like, oh, let's make a super team and win 15 grand every event, even though no one likes the AMP brackets, you can literally make 15 grand every event.
No one likes
Go-
it, but you still compete in it.
Yeah, you go to Miami and champs and have a better thing, but yet you're seeing, like, let's say for example that old team with Maple, that old alliance team with Maple, like, what were they playing with a geezer called fucking BBBBB Connor?
I don't know.
Like,
all right.
where the world's gone mad, the EU scene's gone mad, all off of tens.
I wanna.
It's gone mad.
I need to jump in here because there's two things I want to ask, right? And one of them is a question from Dominate. So we'll start with that one. Dominate is a very good question from him. What does a UK super team look like?
Yeah,
UK super team, right? So
For the AMP bracket,
for the AMP bracket, what, excluding the rumors, right? We'll get to
the rumors. We'll get to the rumors soon.
Right, am I allowed to put Dylan in there or no?
Yeah, I'll put MadCat in here. You can put MadCat in.
Okay.
I've got Connor defending himself that he's never played a tens in the chat.
Oh, okay, that's a fucking lie, mate. Because I literally asked Dave who you were, and you said that he used some random kid that he pulled out of tens or something like that.
Anyway, let's get back to what does a UK super team look like?
Right, so it depends on roles and stuff. Like, I ain't up to date on the roles. So if you can give me roles, like, Dill, would you be running a main AR?
No.
Well, right. So you wouldn't be running. I'd put Maple, Dill, maybe Cammy. Like for the AM bracket, this is because I don't know how Cammy would perform in an actual thing.
I know this is hard right now because obviously we were discussing rumors before we came live, and me and you both know some players that are potentially now out of the pro league that could very easily go in that UK super team.
Oh yeah, wait, hold on, yeah, fuck, right. Wait, hold on, who is it? Shawnee and fucking Bands. There you go.
Yeah, Shawnee.
Even though the roles are would be fuckeries, you could put those five together and they would win everything.
I hear that Tom wants to come play as well.
Oh yeah, or even fucking Tommy, well, Tommy's gonna do what he normally does and just team with a bunch of BB Connors, but
Tom, we can't. Dude, he's in the chat. You can't just keep.
You can't be doing that, man.
I don't care, bro. I really don't. Like, I actually couldn't care. Or a bunch of Traudies. Like, Tom's just gonna team with friends just to make it easier for himself and actually enjoy playing.
Right. So let's move on. So my other question was, I was looking at Fierce Esports, and I don't know who 3 of the 5 of those players are.
Well, yeah, well,
like, to put it in perspective for that team could get better.
But so it wasn't a negative sense. I was asking what you know of these players.
Well, Byron Linney was
London.
Byron Linney's like a kid who's just turned 18. I'm pretty sure is like Tom's close friend, and he played with like Pato and that way he just turned 18. But he's actually quite good.
Yeah, he's decent.
Traudy, I think, is well known for just shitting the bed at events. I'm sure. And Nasty is very, 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 very good online. I don't know how he performs at LAN, but he's very good online. Moose is a solid player, always just consistent.
I would have been.
I won't even get into the other person, but yeah.
I would have been interested to see how Vortex's team would have done because they had a poor event.
Oh yeah, shit, fucking Steve.
Horrible. I played him with the pickup team in the qualifier. Never scrimmed with them, beat them. I literally mollywopped them.
No, I think Steve's actually good at this game.
Yeah, Steve's good.
Yeah, Steve. I'd put Steve, like the way his work ethic is. I'd put him into a fucking thing. And then what Mark just said in the chat, Shotzi as well. Like he's gonna be over for the comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what we do now because that's a good discussion I think on the open. Let's move into the main tournament because we've got not only that to cover, but we're already kind of delving into the thing of the room, and we want to get to these rumors because there is a lot to talk about rumor wise, but we need to cover the event first.
The event was a troll?
Let's start with I'm going to do I'm going to do it in brackets, right? 13th to 16th. Midnight MV
EG. Was a troll? It was the easiest tournament this year.
It
was the easiest tournament this year. It was the easiest tournament this year, bro. It was literally, well, for me, I watched most of it because obviously just the UK lads that were playing in there. Then obviously the later stage in the tournament, you watch it anyway. But it was the easiest tournament to place well at. Let's be real.
The skill gap.
Are there teams changing the day after?
Yeah, that's also true.
placement.
Let's talk about those teams then. UIU, EG, Envy, and Midnight.
Envy didn't win a map, bro.
And that is, I mean, how on earth that Envy team doesn't win a map?
Man.
That surprises me because I actually generally thought they were going to do better. I actually said in the other thing.
Yeah.
But then again, like that's what happens when I put my fucking faith in fucking Ake's shit house.
Oh man.
Like what I don't understand about that is that you got a solid Hugh. Silly's been solid this year, apart from a few times.
Well,
And Decimate was supposed to be the superstar, and actually, when he first came in,
Decimate was filthy at
he
London.
was filthy at the start of the league. Pharaoh, I've never thought Pharaoh was any good, but that's just personal opinion.
He was good at stage 2 playoffs last year, but like,
and he came in with the pretense that he would be better than he was last year.
And then Aches, I guess just the intangibles I bring to the table, I guess.
I mean, I don't mind having a team with Aches on. Like, he still won champs last year. Like,
careful, mate. Reedy's in the
okay.
Clearly, he brings intangibles. Like,
no, he must do, but he's just still shit. Individually, he's a shit gamer.
That's mind blowing. Like, I just don't get their search and destroy, man. I don't like. I think they've lost 12 in a row. Like 8 in the league.
3 search players in the
They
team.
lost 3 here. What's going on? What am I watching? Like JP did a stat. They got like 60. They got like 55% first blood and won like, I don't know.
Yeah, but that stat's even worse because if I remember correctly, JP said they had the highest number of first bloods in the entire tournament and just lost over and over again.
I don't know. I don't know what Bevels is smoking, but like, if you get first blood in a fucking game of S&D, it's literally so easy to close out.
This Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I don't get it. You got 3 naughty search players, and you've actually got a search player as a coach. So that doesn't make sense. But what I do say is going forward, and look at it as like the team that can improve the most.
So just to report what
in that mode.
JP said, Envy got 61% of first bloods in their games. So 61% of their rounds they got first blood in, and they won the least amount of rounds percentage.
There it is.
That's crazy.
I mean, like.
So put it this way: Units got 29% of first bloods compared to Envy 61 and won more rounds than them. What the fuck? I know you can't just talk all about first bloods.
No, but like if you can't win search, then you
just still
like,
first blood should definitely still count for something. Like this game is all about trade.
The 5v5 S&D joke game mode, man. Like if you get first blood, you should win the round out. It's very easy to fucking trade on this game. Like it's not really like playing S&D on this game. It's not S&D. But it's so easy to fucking play.
I think that EG placement isn't really a good representation of how they were.
I told you. They had Columbus, Ohio fucking syndrome. They were doing good in the league,
they still performed good when they did that, right? Yeah. They still like in terms of
round 11 with Splice. Yeah. Like they're honestly a decent team. Their placings don't reflect it, but like they're still going to make a change. But like they're honestly decent.
They could have went out. They could have went up a couple more placements, like maybe a top 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely better at Columbus than a tournament, but I still think they.
And then you move over to the joke team, Midnight Esports, that's still playing with a geezer called Llama God.
It's almost like you have grudges against some of these.
Yeah,
I really couldn't give a fuck. I just generally think there's so many deserving players that should be in the league, but then you've got people like Llama God in there, and it just blows your mind even more.
Here's the thing, right, about Midnight. I am a fan of some of these players individually. But since, obviously, we all know the way that they came into the league, right? It wasn't like they actually qualified. They kind of came in outside of it. This team, people will like give this team a chance, see if they can do better. They haven't. There was a brief thing in the Pro League. They started winning games, and then comes to events, it's just, it's okay. It's not great. They're never going to be, they're not even middle of the pack.
They're just getting the paycheck, Saints doesn't care. From what I heard, like he just doesn't like this game. He's just chilling for the money. Like he's just waiting for next year, basically. And like, I mean, they didn't seem to care. When I was standing behind them watching the games against E6 in pools, they were like, I mean, when they lost, it was like, it is what it is. They just got absolutely smoked by units in the losers bracket as well. So, I mean, that team's done. I don't want to get into rumors, but like only 2 of them are staying. So at least they're going to switch up something. But
yeah.
Still,
bearing in mind, Midnight beat Splice in pools, and then Splice just massively outplaced them. It wasn't even close. Splice come top 8. Yeah, Splice come top 8. Splice won 2 maps in their pool. And Midnight won 6, and yet somehow.
Yeah, that's true. Fair play.
Like, that's insane.
Spice Temp was just laughing there. Like, they lost that and he was just like, what is going on, lads? And they somehow did all right in losers, but they knew it was chalked. Like, they're just...
Yeah. I mean, we heard in the green room that Temp didn't think of much of Nelson's performance. Not the words he used.
Yeah, he probably was throwing other words around, but...
Yeah. I mean, they were game 5, round 11 away from being top 16 where EG is, so...
You can't, like... Are we skipping this top 12 or we're going...
Yeah, no.
Well, I'll tell you, have we talked about UIU?
No.
Literally 0 point.
I Ricky, let's just not even talk about you.
Yeah,
you don't deserve the airtime. It's just pathetic. You've been shot punched by a coach.
I was actually going to I'm not going to lie.
Oh, they don't deserve it. Just chalk it.
Yeah, UIU won 4 maps in their pools. It's just, I don't know what that team, obviously ROSTERMANIA is coming in, but it does seem to be one of the easy beat teams. Like, you just kind of look at them and move on. EG, I was hoping for a little bit more out of them. You know, they never seem to live up to people's expectations. Like, it just, I don't know, man.
You're saying EG?
Yeah.
To be honest,
Columbus syndrome?
Oh, no, bro. That EG Exotic probably had the worst games of his, just like this year. Like, the Exotic that played this weekend at that event was like the Exotic that I've played with over the years. Like the year before that, was not that good. When he was actually quite good at this game, like really good up until now.
The touch is unreal as well, like right now.
Yeah, but he's real, but he's playing unreal, but nothing's coming of it. Like when I watch other players play that good, they win, he loses. What is he kill whoring? Like what's going on? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he said backstage, like he was talking to Revan after they just got knocked out, and like they basically the match that they won, whoever it was against, Units or whatever, he had like the worst, like he had a 1.0 dead or something, and in the series he had like a 1.3 or whatever. Then they like lost all of them convincingly. So, you know, they couldn't really figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, let's move into 9 to 12 then, because it's difficult to cover the teams who do the worst at the event.
Yeah.
Especially since the rumors say that there's a heavy changes coming in. So 9 to 12 is Units, Reciprocity, Elevate, and Luminosity. LG, you know, the fact they come 9th to 12th is probably a blessing.
Them loving
they were loving it, man. They were loving
it. Them not winning a game that weekend was funny. Like if you lost to them that weekend, all 5 need to go.
And also, they beat Envy though. They 3-0'd Envy in pools.
Yeah, like you should not, like, bro. Like they were a shambles with Gunless. They were a laugh with Gunless. Like they were getting shat on with Gunless. Let me put that again, with Gunless. They've just went and got their coach, Ricky and Gunless, opposite sides of the spectrum. It's absolutely a madness. To lose against that, you gotta look yourself long in the mirror and ask if you should be playing this year.
But that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me about that LG team. It's like, you know, they could do better.
Ricky 1v2 a pro team. He 1v2'd them. He shot punched the second geezer. Who was it? Was it Roti?
Dude, that shot punch
who was the second idiot?
Disgusting.
I don't know what were they doing.
He's out shot punched Roti, I'm pretty sure. How were you out shot punching Roti?
One of those two, I think.
You've outshot punched a guy who's known for one of the best reactions in the game.
Crazy.
You should be looking yourself hard in the mirror. Like, LG were there for fun.
Wait, that was fucking. That was Roy. You got punched.
Roy or party. Bro, like they were there for the laugh. Maybe it helped in their favor that I just didn't care.
Hit the relax, yeah.
Still, everyone should care. Like on the other teams enough to beat them. Like just the caring fact they should just beat them.
Well, on the subject, Luminosity tweeted out 13 minutes ago that they need a sub. So it seems to be that they're actually taking it seriously now after the whole.
Every team should be taking getting a sub seriously. If you're not taking getting a sub seriously, you're a moron.
Yeah,
like genuinely an idiot. Like there are good subs out there that can jump into games now and help. Especially if you're going to have like a toxic player or a player who's ill or any of these things. If you don't take a sub seriously, as far as I'm concerned, you're a moron and shouldn't be in charge of any team anywhere.
My thinking is like in 5v5, there's way more relationships that can break down. Because like in 4v4, you've got every player has like 3 relationships with teammates. Whereas in 5v5, it goes from like 12 relationships to like 20. So basically doubles. So like at some point, there's going to be more team chemistry issues this year, I think. And I think that's kind of what we've seen to some degree. And like, yeah, subs are needed.
What players are just dumb.
Yeah. We haven't talked about Elevate. No, give in mind, it's top 12, right? But
Weird.
I expected literally nothing out of this Elevate team when I first saw them.
When you first saw them, yeah. When you first.
But they came top 2 in their pool.
We're doing good in the leagues. How was you not expecting anything from them?
No, he meant when they first formed.
Yeah, when they first formed. When
okay.
this Elevate team first formed, I wasn't expecting a thing out of them. And for me, they're doing like better than I expected. You know, they're not obviously setting the league alight, but it seems like a solid team. You know,
it's strange that it's good, but it's not bad.
It's sort of. Well, we're gonna get the rumors.
When we get to the rumors, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it was alright.
Yeah, but to be honest, look, they're unfortunate that
I've got the rumors page up here. That is an absolute shocking roster move.
No, we'll get to it. We can't go into it yet. Because we'll end up just talking rumors for the rest of them. But yeah, like that's sort of, reciprocity is a bit of a shock in this bracket for me. So is units. I was expecting more out of them.
Nah, I don't think I was expecting much more out of units. I mean, things got better, but if somebody had said top 12, I'd probably be like, yeah.
I had them as my dark horse because I thought they were banks against the wall. I mean,
I think like you look who they went up against, and that's one of the things. Who did they play? Played
Midnight.
E United. They played E United. Midnight, then E United. So losing to E United, you would expect that.
For them, it was that uptick reverse sweep was just. It was just dumb from there. Like you go in there against the best team, supposed to be one of the best teams in the game. You go up 2-0. This Brat geezer nearly dropping 50 kills. Like you're feeling good, and you get reverse swept. And it's like what? And then Brat doesn't show up for the rest of the tournament. He played good them 2 maps and didn't play good again.
You've got he's big chilling on LG.
Like so he played good in 2 maps that whole tournament. I'm gonna put it out there. Joe and Alex were their best 2 players that weekend. Joe is one of is first or second best player in your team. Joe, the way he plays in this game does not suit him, and for him to be one of your biggest slayers, mind blowing. He knows that's mind blowing. You should be third at most. Playing the small roles, the little things. Joe should not be slaying for you, and for have your main slayer to perform 2 maps in a tournament, not good enough.
Yeah, so what do we think of Rec then? I mean, bearing in mind, like, just as we're moving on here, Units won 1 game all weekend, which, we talked about the update reverse sweep was, not the best. Reciprocity, though, they lost out in the tiebreaker.
I got so unlucky there, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that was unlucky for that.
So what, they should have... Technically, what?
I mean, they would have lost 100 Thieves straight away, so...
Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. But the one I don't get about his tiebreakers is, like, they beat UYU more convincingly than the other teams did. Like, they 3-0'd them, and they went game 5 with other people.
If I remember correctly, the tiebreakers only count between
teams. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure why is that a thing, because, like...
It's been a thing for a while. I can't remember why.
I don't understand
I think it's to take out, like, if you play a team last game, and obviously they know they're out, and they don't care.
Maybe. But that still affected this pool, because E United didn't need to win against Elevate, and then ended up losing. So it's like, it still affects the pool, those kind of last minute, like, it doesn't really matter things. I just think the system's a bit bad, to be honest.
I don't know. I think it works. Like, it works both ways. Like, you could say it with, the other way around doesn't work as well. I don't mind only these teams tiebreakers. It just means you have to go balls hard against every team you're playing, just in case you hit a tiebreaker.
I think top 5 was good though for them.
Top 12, yeah, I would like to have seen them pushing the top 8. I was expecting more of a top 8 team.
The reverse sweep versus Heretics was so tragic as well, though.
Yeah, you got to look at how good Dylan played that weekend.
Oh, he was just.
Dylan,
you've got to think, like,
my man's playing Black Ops 6.
He had an amazing event.
Yeah.
If he had a good event, they placed last. Like, you got to think that was never going to work. Wuskin, Shawnee, and Denz in one team.
Yeah, I mean, I think
how that went before.
The problem with Rec is probably they keep changing, and it's just that team doesn't feel very stable to me.
Yeah, it's because it's.
And I think they missed. I think you missed Tommy's driving force as much. Like,
no, they don't miss that. They don't miss.
You reckon?
No.
I mean, from like the start of the season, I mean the last couple of months, I heard he was.
Brice, I'm gonna give you a question. What's Wuskin's main role? Main ER. What's Shawnee's main role? Mania. What's Dentis' role? Mania. You're sending Dylan and Zed out to play 2v5 on front line.
It's crazy how Dylan.
Credit to Zdenya, mate. By the way,
they didn't lose frequency once either.
Well, they didn't lose frequency once.
Nope.
Oh, well, Dylan really was playing that good then.
Yeah, well, I was speaking to them after it. They were like, "There's no way that ever gets through vetoes again," because I think I'll have a definite look, and I'm sure they said that they smoked everybody at it.
And they're making a change, so they're going to get better at frequency.
Wait, hold on.
They need speed.
They lost it in frequency, so what? They were gassing it to me. Never mind. Okay.
They need speed. Speed.
Yeah, they need
speed kills.
Them two need help.
Dylan just needs to slow down a tad. Like
I was speaking to Shane about this. There was times where he went forward a couple of times.
Who needs to slow down?
I've seen Dylan a bit.
I think the thing is as well.
There's no one with him, man. He can't. It's like a Steve on phase.
That's not his fault.
Man. Yeah, fair enough.
That's not his fault.
I was speaking to Shane.
If he doesn't play at that pace, you come last at nearly every event.
I was speaking to Shane.
He's too good to be told what to do. He does what he wants.
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree with Dylan.
Well, listen, man. Tony was speaking to Shane. Let him get it out.
All right, go on.
Right, I was speaking to Shane about this, and I said, "Do you not think he's too quick sometimes?" Because it was around a control where I think they went a 2v1. It was against Heretics, and he bombed towards the player when they're in a 2v1. And it was like, "Oh, do you like?" He was annoyed about it, but then I was like, "Do you not tell him to like slow down?" And he goes, "No," because he feels if he tells him to slow down, he won't challenge people and shit on them all the time like he does. So if you tell him to slow down, then that sort of takes away a part of his game where he is just gunning people. So I think there's two sides to the coin, but I do understand.
You don't. I don't think you ever have to change a team to slow down your SMGs. You should be. If somebody wants to push the pressure up, like you need players to go with them. Like you need that tempo. If you've got players who are comfortable playing at a ballistic tempo, you need to give them the players behind them to support that tempo. Some of the best results we've seen this year are from teams who've just brought the tempo up to a ballistic level. Like think Heretics when they're not changing their roles every 6 minutes.
Oh God!
Heretics when they play speed and they play speed well on the maps they like are unfreaking real to deal with because they just seem to be everywhere, and some teams can't deal with that, and that's why they beat teams that you wouldn't expect them to beat all the time. You don't, especially on this game, you do not slow players down.
No.
Anyway, let's move. Have we covered? Yeah, I think we've covered everyone in this bracket. Anyone else got anything to say? The 9th to 12th.
Oh, man.
So I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know who came out to 12th again.
Units, Wreck, Elevate, Luminosity. Let's talk about Heretics and Splicing.
Wait, hold on. Did Elevate get to play a lot of frequency hardpoint?
Tell you.
How many times did they play it that weekend?
They played it once in pools, and then in the bracket play they didn't play it, so they played it once and they lost.
Teams actually started vetoing it against them.
Yeah. Right. It's that map was just fast-paced teams are great at it.
Yeah, Heretics need to sort out their bracket play. Whenever they've got to bracket tournaments, they just get bombed out.
I don't think top 8's a bad result for them though.
It's not, but they've been together so long that this was the easiest tournament to place well at.
Who did they lose to after they beat Rec?
They lost to E6 for top 6.
Yeah, lost to E6 in
that should not be happening.
Oh yeah, that's it.
But E6 are honestly like really good this event. I'm not gonna lie.
They're really good because it's the easiest event to play good at.
Yeah, being FaZe was like no bullshit, and Splice.
But they beat when?
Yeah, they 3-0'd FaZe in pools. They got 3-0'd in the bracket. Like Zero. Apparently, GodRx was saying something, and Zero was like, "I'll see you in bracket," and just smoked him in bracket. But it's what it is.
I mean,
that's a big dick play.
They overperformed.
Yeah,
they overperformed, but
yeah, E6 had well. Anyway, I think Heretics, you're right. They could have beaten E6, and then they did narrowly beat Rec. Coming against United, I think was too far. I just don't. Yeah, I don't see Heretics consistently beating those top teams, but top 6 for them that's a good tournament for them. Top 8 as they came. More normal. I think that's
top 8 is good for them. Yeah, I think. But I don't really rate it that much.
We're gonna end up speaking about it that there is a gulf
between
top 4 and everybody else at this point.
Yeah. Let's move on to Splice. Splice, I don't know what's going on with that team.
I tell you what, considering they've just brought Nelson in for a tournament and they went 0-3 in pools, not a bad result in the end.
Not a bad result.
They got in the money, like
It is what it is for them. They just need to get Looney off. They need to get a
Nah, I don't know.
They need to get Looney on a Maddox. He showed that he could play with Maddox. Him and Joe running his talks together is just not good enough to compete with.
Can we talk about the 1v5?
Between
that 1v5 was disgusting.
Like you got to think like him and Joe going up against a BZ Sim. You're just not you're not gonna be able to hold up against these sort of duos that are just slayers. Like neither of them are slayers.
What do we think about with these potential new duo though?
And the new duo,
filthy man.
We'll get excited to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll get to that because that is a hell of a team.
Oh my god.
But all right, so I think after pools, I think Marky B was hanging on there. But Marky, so I stood next to Marky watching Splice, and Marky didn't seem overly concerned. And I don't know what was going through his mind. Maybe he's just got a stiff upper lip, but like. I don't know whether because he knew obviously changes were coming, or it was just one of these tournaments where I felt like a few teams this tournament had that. They knew that however the tournament goes, they've already started looking at roster changes. Like they're already looking for it. So you come to this event knowing that unless you have an unbelievable game, your team's changing.
I mean, we said that last week with Splice. We said they'll be happy with a top 8. Literally, that's what we expected. Like they were going to change.
Yeah.
They didn't really give it. Honestly, I generally think Temp probably was just running around the event talking so much shit. I could picture it. You just running around, fucking, just being Temp, just being a clown.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck. Well, they're gonna give a fuck soon because they're probably gonna. I generally think they will win the next event if they get that player.
Splice are big contenders, I think.
I don't know. I think they'll wipe the floor with 100T.
Oh boy!
I don't give a shit, bro. I got faith.
It's a hell of a team. But anyway, let's
2 players.
Before we get into the rumor, let's move on to 56. That's E United Enigma 6.
Bad tournament for United. Bad.
United, horrible tournament. Horrible. I had them down as a finalist, 100%.
Yeah, so I think we did last week as well. We were expecting more out of them. I was as soon as I saw them playing groups, I was like, yeah. Is this just groups again? Is this just groups for them? I mean, like I said, they did all right in it. Like they came top of their group, but I was never fully confident of them in groups. I was expecting more of a dominant performance, if that makes sense. Like here's the comparison, right? If you go through the top teams in every single group, the map count is this: 9-1, 9-1, 9-3, and then E United is 8-5. Although that must be 9-5 because obviously they would have had to win 3.
Yeah.
No, wait,
they lost, didn't they? Yeah, they lost. They're the only top.
Yeah, they lost to Elevate.
Yeah, sorry, they're the only top team who lost. So theirs was 8-5. So you can already see the disparity there. And I was like, I don't know whether I was holding United so high in my mind that it was shocking. I was a little bit like, oh, that's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Still first in pools is still first in pools, but
their issue is the one I've just said about Splice. You've got when I said Splice's Sorg duo is not powerful enough. Their Maddox duo is non-existent. Clay has a couple series at tournament. Maybe Pristini as well, a couple. We've seen him have 0 sometimes. Sometimes we've seen him have a few more than a couple.
Do you think they're missing like a big Slayer?
You've got the best gun in the game.
This tournament, it wasn't pretty.
You've got the best gun in the game.
It's doing like a 0.8 or something.
The Sogs are good, but do you think they're missing like a big slaying Maddox player?
Yeah, you're missing a big slaying
Maddox. Missing a gunless is what you are missing.
Yeah, you put gunless in there and they shoot up to a second.
Templeton is a legend though. Already that guy's making serious waves.
Yeah.
Ridiculous player. I want to win Enigma 6. That was like the shock of this tournament, realistically.
I think GodRx topped the...
Then maybe Gen G. Here's the thing. I didn't want to talk rumors yet, but did I see Jet Li tweet out that he's basically out the team now?
Yeah. I don't think he'll be in the Pro League, which is just unfortunate.
Come top 6, get thrown out the Pro League. Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah,
was on the best team in the start of the league.
Yeah.
He'll end up on
for out there, I said they would start fickling out the fucking league.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Brack and Envoy are the only ones that are like proper something special.
I know we'll talk about Genji, but Envoy had a fucking sick event as well.
Oh yeah,
he was really good.
Yeah, he was crushing it.
Not there yet. Enigma 6, because obviously we've heard the roster changes coming in now. I'm very interested to see how this team does going forward to the next year. Because like for them performing the way they did, come top 6 is something like that I didn't really expect them to do. And now I'm a little bit worried that they've gone, with this massive change that we'll talk about in a bit. And I'm like, can you imagine how bad you're going to feel if you suck the rest of the year?
I mean, they overperformed anyway. They probably are going to suck the rest of the year anyway. Because you got to think, like, this team, like a team that overperforms in the top 6, you got to think the teams that are behind them that are going to get better. Spy's going to get better. Rec are going to get better. LG going to get better. Like these teams are going to get better. So this team will start dropping down. They will end up in the top 12 region or top 16. So they just overperformed, and they know it. They overperformed, so you might as well make the changes now and improve while everyone else is improving.
You see, the changes for me, I know we'll talk about them, but I'll not. Sorry, I'm
all right.
Changes are questionable, but I agree in theory that like making a change if you think it should be done, like now's the time to do it. You're not like, is this team winning champs? Like, come on. So like, I mean, the new team's not going to win champs either. We'll get to that, but still, in theory, like it makes sense to change now if you're going to change it all. They know they performed. Godorex like a 1.5 in pools or something crazy. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah, it was the overall adjusted KD with a 1.39 overall, which is pretty fucking good, to be fair.
Yeah, and then who did they lose to in the end? Like, he didn't have the best series when they lost 3-2 to Genji, and then they got 3-0 by FaZe. Yeah, they got smoked by FaZe. So like, without that series, like he had just stupid stats.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about FaZe.
Hang on, where they should have placed, where everyone thought they'd place.
Yeah, we did.
They did, but I think that was because we were expecting a Thieves Optic United top 4, top 3. Genji are the outlier. But that I think this FaZe team, I think they can still get better. I think they can get more consistent.
They sorted out this S&D, and they're going to be in the final. They're going to be in the final. One thing that concerns me though is you prove your S&D. And do they start declining on the respawn? Because we've seen that happen in the past.
Oh yeah, bro, that happened. I don't know why that happens, but it fucking happens.
Yeah, maybe it's the tempo, but even then, like, surely it's not the tempo. Like whenever you play, you never go from an S&D to a respawn and think, oh shit, I gotta change the way I play. Like
yeah, no, it's so weird, bro. Even in teams that I've been in, like. We'd be stuck in the S&D for a little bit, but really good in respawn, and we'd be like, all right, cool. We need to like take a couple of days to sort our S&D out, and then our S&D will be elite, and then Hardpoint's just gone out the window. I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck's going on here? Then
it's just about like you that just happens. Like there's nothing to it other than it just happens.
I have no idea, but it's happened in a few teams I've been in, and you know what I'm like with S&D. Like I like my S&D fucking clean.
Bro, I've seen it with so many teams over the years, bro. For how long I played it, it's been a thing. It has been a thing. You get better at S&D. Your respawn takes a bit of step back. Like whenever you've seen a team that's solid at respawn and solid, like even the Nagafens team on AW where they were so good at search, they sucked at hardpoint. They relied on 2-3-5. That's why we have teams that rely on 2-5. Like I don't understand. Maybe it's just there, but I think.
You look at that team, and that team shouldn't suck at S&D.
Yeah, the S&D on this game isn't that different.
I think it's S&D on this team is that deep, man. Like
they make so many mistakes, though. Like just the amount of over challenging and like when they weren't playing together and stuff. Like they can tighten that up. Like what you guys were saying about, I think is legit. Like definitely history tells you that when an S&D team starts to improve their search, their respawn declines. But 100 Thieves managed to do that this event. I know we won't get there yet, but like
it's a freak team. That's why
any maps. Like this is the God Squad. Like if FaZe can do that.
Cell had a good event.
Well, I personally heard that their coach doesn't even watch VODs, so I'm putting it out there. That's correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone in FaZe is watching, I heard that their coach doesn't even watch VODs. And on this game, you can counter these teams. You can just beat them by.
No, they have like an analyst. They have other staff now. They're splashing out. I'm pretty sure they do. But I don't know.
Like you can counter most of these teams. They could do pretty much everything the same. Like Opti won't change their strats. These people like Crim don't change their strats. If it works, it works. counter them. Like, it's as simple as like a lot of these teams don't change their search strats.
Yeah.
What about a lot of people were talking about that 1v1 between Scump and Cell.
Ooh.
Like Cameron?
Yeah, do you think he just got smoked? Did he shit himself? Who knows?
It was tough. He kind of made a right play to some degree. Scump was kind of misplaying it because Scump had to go defuse the bomb, right?
Yeah, in my opinion, Scump looked like he was shitting it, not selling.
So, like, why was he shoulder peeking and giving Cell the info that he isn't defusing? Like,
Cell should have dipped out, right? So when he was at the back and fucking Seth's throwing about 100 fucking shoulders, I don't know why Cell hasn't just run out the back.
Yeah, there was twice where he made him one shot where he could just got off. Like
literally just run around the back and buy more time for him and then check bomb. But then again,
the situation, he looked more comfortable in what he was doing than Scump did. Like, every time Scump got weak, he didn't know whether to back out and play a different scenario or challenge him. And then he got to the point where he was right on the corner of the wall. And he knew exactly where ceiling was. He knew exactly where he was standing by the step. And all he had to do was camera him, and that's why he did, just come around the corner and camera him.
Him slid away of, like, unlucky. Maybe I'm not unlucky, but, you know, it's kind of experience at the end of the day.
No, what he done there, staying there, was just a fucking online delusional play. After the fucking 10th shoulder, he should have been gone. He should have run around the back. Like, he's seen he's not defusing the bomb. There was like 15 seconds. Like, just pick on. No need to be there.
It was hype.
Common sense.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Good moment to have.
And speaking of which, it's a nice segue into Optic Gaming. Third again.
We got robbed of a good final, I feel.
Here's the thing. Optic Gaming are more or less in that position that they're supposed to be. You can make the argument for second here. I don't think they beat Thieves in the current climate.
I don't think anyone.
No chance.
Right. No. You'd expect you could see these flashes of Optic, you know, just by like turning back a body because they reverse swept at least once this event. I don't know if they did it twice.
They
reverse swept phase in the winners round 1 and units.
Yeah. And there you go. So I thought it was more one. So they've had a reverse sweep a few times. So it says to me already like that's not a dominant team. Like it's not an unbeatable team by almost anybody. They could have lost the phase winners round 1. Could have done.
The one thing that like I say about this team is you've got the most clutch player in any game, in any esport, whether the main are on this game. Crimsic is the most clutch player in any game, anything to do with games. I've never seen someone quite like it in my time. The composure he has, and he runs a gun that doesn't allow that to happen. Doesn't allow him to do anything like that.
The way they threw away those clutches, and oh my god, the 1v4 against Maniac, the 1v3 against Morks, killers. They didn't do that at Vegas.
I missed that series. I fell asleep.
Man, that was just mind blowing.
I don't know how they lost. We were sitting in the green room with Teep and he was just pulling his fucking hair out.
It does seem like occasionally, like I wonder because here's the thing for Optic, right? And I don't know how true this is. It's just a kind of a theory. They're such a momentum team. Like as soon as I got that control back, I was sitting there going, yeah, I can see them reverse sweeping. It's just because of like how mad it goes. But I often wonder if that hype and momentum kind of leads them to get a little bit over eager in some of their challenges, or lets them be a little bit sporadic at times.
No,
you reckon?
I said it on the weekend. It seems like whenever they play a top team, their best maps are the other team's best maps. The map pool, I think, is not deep enough. They play everyone's best maps.
Yeah, they play comfort vetoes as well. Like
and it seems to be the exact same as last year as well. They did exactly
100%. It's exactly the same thing. I don't know. TP did a video talking about vetoes, which I haven't got around to watching. So maybe that.
I've literally got it up in my tabs. I haven't even clicked.
It's good. It's good actually. Yeah. It's good because he was explaining. What was he saying? Because I watched his videos. He was saying, you know, they know the vetoes they want. They said they're actually going to most events pretty much knowing what entire map sets they're going to be playing because the vetoes are fairly well down. So he was actually mad at the fans. He kept saying to the fans, like, why are you know, don't second judge us. Like, me and the team know exactly what we're supposed to be playing. So obviously they have, you know, pretty much an expectation going into an event for their vetoes. So I don't know if, you know, because I'm guessing Teep's got a lot of stick for on social. He said he had a few people kind of messaging him, asking what the hell they're doing playing X, Y, and Z map.
Yeah, fans love doing that. Like 100 Thieves, I don't know. They don't play it like that. Like Optic have always done this last year as well. Like these comfort picks with their like auto ban maps, which like I don't think works that well against the top teams. Like you've got to be real specific with it. It's like I don't know why they
What?
Okay, say against Denial or against Units in the very first round, they play them on Arsenal Search, which is literally the only map that Units are good at in Search. The only one. They're trying to get everything else. And they were like, Units were like 6-1 on that map or something. And Optic played them on it and lost. And it's like, okay, well, Optic are good at that map as well, but they're also good at other maps. Like, why are you not... Like, obviously, that series they took it like...
They want to be comfortable regardless of how the other team comfortability levels are. Like,
isn't there a statistic thing I read somewhere about that is an actual... Like, that is not the best... Now, I'm not pretending to know, like, Optics...
I mean, Red Reserve last year, when they had that mad success, they didn't veto like that. Yeah. They vetoed... Their map pool was that deep, they didn't have to veto like that. You do that... You only do that when your map pool is average to the point where you can just get rid of that one and then you're comfortable because you can get rid of another one. Like, it's not to the point where we're playing against these guys. We're playing a map we've never played before, but we're quite good at it, but they're shit at it. They're awful. They're dog shite. But now we want to play a map that they're quite good at and we're quite good at. That, like why are you going to do that? Because if they're shooting better than you on maps like Frequency, it comes down to shooting.
Yeah. Like I said, I think there's not pretending to know how Optic to veto or anything. I haven't watched that full video, but I can't remember where I saw it. There's a statistical way about talking about this. If you concentrate on your own picks, it leaves you vulnerable to the enemy team's vetoes and the way that they play. Something to do with the way that the map pool works. In regards to if you don't ban out their best maps, there's a higher likelihood of them having a stronger map pick percentage because of the way you're doing. Because basically, if you ignore their maps, you don't get to kind of dictate the thing as much as you think you are, especially if your map pool matches up somewhat. So you end up kind of like shorting yourself here. But I don't know how exactly how they do it. I haven't done it. Haven't exactly looked at all of 2P's video. I watched like the first 4 minutes. I thought what he said in the first 4 minutes was great. I even tweeted about it, and then there's a big tweet conversation going on. But I don't know. I think Optic Gaming, like there is definitely a potential. And can I see them winning, Miami or champs? Yes. They're a top. I disagree. They're a top 3 team. That team guns on a Sunday, it's all going to be good.
No.
They got Damon fucking Barlow. Of course they can do.
They need 100 Thieves to get worse.
It's not enough. Crim has to run a Maddox for.
Who was Crim AR in that fucking Vegas?
Crim's been AR in, bro. You've got the most clutch player in the whole of console.
No, but was he doing that at Vegas?
I think so.
No, I don't think he was it? Was he not Dash?
No, Dashy was on a Maddox for sure. I'm pretty sure it was Crim on an AR at Vegas as well. Maybe they switched up with Karma. I know they did that earlier.
Vegas doesn't matter, bro. This guy pulled out Tempest and got full streak straight away. Like,
there's so much ICR meta right now, though, because like Dashy, like they were using 3 in control sometimes, or even 4 sometimes. Like Crim, like Tej, even TJ had an ICR at times. Weird meta right now. So I don't know. Separate topic.
Actually, I can see him winning one, but I don't think
they've got the potential, 100%. You would say.
They've got the potential, but there's so much potential to get upset. They're so vulnerable in the bans. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they could have made the finals. They wouldn't have been 100 Thieves. Like, at least on current form. No
would have
chance.
been a better game, potentially.
Thieves were gunning that weekend.
Probably. But they got so much composure as well. Like, even if 100 Thieves go game 5, like, I still fancy them to win, Yeah. Crazy.
All right, let's look at Gen G, because that was a kind of, they swung in.
Yeah.
They actually did what I said they needed to do. Become a tournament team. Actually perform like they do in Columbus, and they did. And I said they'll come close to winning, and they did.
I think the team's getting better. I like the fact that this Gen G seems to be getting better still. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting them to continue to get better.
I reckon if they get rid of Nagafen, they could actually win.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like,
actually,
I had to think about it because honestly, I don't watch Gen G games.
I like Nagafen.
I just find them all boring personalities. I
thought Naga was alright this weekend, but
outside of getting 180 about 15 million times.
Okay, fair enough.
Same game.
I mean, if you could get gunless for Naga.
Oh yeah, that'd be disgusting. It would be disgusting. But I mean, would gunless go to Gen G, and would they make that move?
Yeah, I mean, after you come second, it's the age of questioning. Like, you come second at an event, it's like what Red Reserve did, or it's like maybe even your Splice team at like Birmingham last year, MadCat or something like that. Like,
they should have made a change. They done fucked up. That Splice team should have made a change, even though they came second. But fucking Like
It's like that situation.
Nagafen was meant to go from Genji. Like he was actually meant to go a long time ago. He was meant to be out there. Yeah, he's still just been sitting there chilling. Like I don't really think he's very fucking good, to be honest. Like you can grab someone else instead of Nagafen. Even like anyone, I actually don't think they could put up a better
Here's
fight.
the thing, though. I've never met a player who's like came second at an event and thought that was their ceiling. Like nobody's. I don't ever met a player that's thought they've had their peak event. You know, when you get these teams that like do better than they think, they always think, oh, it's the uptick. They never think that maybe that's the peak. So when that happens, like when a team does well or at least come top 4 or whatever, I've never met a player who goes, oh yeah, that's the best this team is going to do. Usually it's like, oh, we can do better, man. We just made a few mistakes. Like no team ever thinks like that. So it's always difficult for like players to be.
Gotta be real. Like if we're bringing up Splice, like we knew Birmingham that was the best we were ever gonna do ever. We just, I don't know. There was so many hidden things behind the scenes management and that didn't want the change to happen.
That's fair. I suppose that's fair. Let's talk about 100 Thieves then, because obviously tournament winners back to back. Like since they made a few changes, this team just looks ridiculous.
We were trying to decide who MVP weren't we? In the, it literally could have been any of them. Even Ian, at some points, he played fairly well. But
do you know what I love best about Enable at the moment? It's such a meme. People in the back, and you saw it in the green room. People going, "Enable's got streaks. They're winning the event." As soon as you see Enable start getting streaks,
if he's playing and if he's not the worst in the team, they've won. Like if he's in that team and he's not the worst, they've won. Like
yeah,
he's like I mean, like people have a perception that like he's a 0.8 player. Like if he's putting up a 1+, he won the event. Like look at the talent around him. Priest are probably one of the best players in the game. It's like the best Sorg.
I think Priest
is he still on fucking loan?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Bro, could you just imagine like big man Ting just fucking FaZe just recalling him, just like yeah, fuck off.
just that day before champs.
I heard his contract's up though.
No, apparently I was talking to FaZe Ben. Like I think it will be.
Here he is. He's been at one MLG event.
Weird contract
talking
stuff.
to FaZe Ben.
No, bro. If I was FaZe, I'd be recalling that Doddy. Get him off that fucking team, bro.
Stick him on the FaZe sub bench so he can't do anything. Just stay there.
No, actually, bro. Like it would be smart from FaZe because they were actually contenders if they saw out their S&D. Like
they swapped him for that. Probably Asim.
I think Asim's good. Yeah,
he's good, but Priest is better.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. Hold on, who's even on FaZe? I can't even remember.
I mean, him and Celium are the Sorgs, right?
No,
Zoom's a Sorg.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting rid of Zuma for Priest then.
1 minute, by the way.
Oh yeah. Keep an eye on
Oh, like, Asim's their SMG player. Yeah, it probably would be right to go for Asim, even though I don't think it would be.
It wouldn't be for him, but yeah, he's still really good.
It's just one of those things, bro. I'd recall him. I actually would just recall him.
Can we call him and stick him in for Zuma? I mean, that is an interesting.
No, not Zuma. I think I'd stay Asim, but only because I'd feel like Zuma would bring more in S&D as well, like especially with their S&D is right now, more than Asim. But yeah.
Fair enough. I think that this 100 Thieves team is. I don't know. I was trying to think if there's anything bad about them I could think about, but the fact that they've kind of improved, and we spoke about Crowder being their coach, and that's working out, and Priester coming into this team is apparently fixed. Because remember the time when 100 Thieves looked like the trash? They looked so bad. They looked absolutely awful.
One thing that one thing like that I'm worried about is they kind of have to lose the next event. If they win playoffs, they're not winning champs. I can guarantee that.
That old rumor, that old thing where if you win the game before,
you're not winning 4 in a row on Black Ops 4. It's impossible.
I tell you what, it would be some statement if they did though.
If they won 4 in a row, I'll do a surrender or like a forfeit. I'll do something because that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen.
Grow your hair like Bryce's.
Wow. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Jesus.
Bro, my hair's actually looking like Bryce's right now. Holy hell.
Just, bro, all right. Can we give it a slight rest?
But
I'm looking for this Splice thing, by the way. I haven't seen
it. They haven't done anything yet. One that
Oh, is this why we've been delaying and talking about teams for so long?
No, we're good. No, we talk about teams because we've got to talk about the teams, mate.
Oh my god, man! What the
right,
hell?
I'll tell you what. Let's this is end it. 100 Thieves are brilliant. I don't know if they'll win 4. I can see them winning Miami. I'll be interested to see what happens with champs.
4 maps is Tawny.
All right, so here are the rumors. Here are the rumors now. This is the ROSTERMANIA rumors. Now, here's my caveat for this. There are a few things I've been told outside of it, so I'm going to ignore what I've been told outside of the rumors so I can discuss these freely. So these are the current rumors. 100 Thieves, no change. Optic, no change. United, no change. Gen G, no change. And FaZe, no change. Now, those are my no changes for ROSTERMANIA. The rest of the teams, I've been told, are changing.
Oh yeah, can we just, even though we're gonna go down this list, Heretics, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh my.
Well, I just saw some tweets saying it's Heretics is Yakko, or someone said it's Vortex. I just saw a rumor.
Yeah. Why is Sukri out that team?
No one cares who the replacement is. I couldn't give a shit.
No, I've heard some stuff about Sukri's like attitude and stuff. Like apparently,
he brings the passion, bro. They thrive on passion. When you look at that team, he brings it, bro. If you're talking about attitude, that's passion, bro. Because that guy brings the passion.
Yeah, but like there was apparently a map his controller didn't work. Instead of asking him to fix it, he just stayed silent the entire map or something. Apparently, they've brought in people to like help him with like psychologists and stuff like that. And it's just like Heretics.
What happened? Whose control didn't work?
Apparently his didn't work in a map, and then he just like stood there, didn't say anything rather than like asking for it or something. I don't know. I can't guarantee that's true, but just what I heard.
But what I'm saying is,
I can't blame any team for making a change based on vibes, but I mean,
you can when you've got methods on the team. You're damn right can.
Well.
I mean, you fucking can.
Do we think this?
You don't even know what role you should put him in, and he stays on the team for the 2 biggest events of the year. Come on, man.
Do we think that this is a bad move then?
I don't think Yakko is a bad player.
No, but
I don't even care about that. No one cares about
methods, man. You've still got methods. It's not working.
That's what I was going to say.
You put him in every role possible, and he's still been a burger. He was better when he ran a Sorg. He's a main AR. You made him sit in corners with a Sorg. That's when you had your most success. And then you keep putting him as a main AR. He clearly should be there.
Not a big fan then.
Shocking. Shocking. Envy's just put out the tweet, by the way.
Oh,
Gunless Envy.
No, it's Envy.
So this was so the rumor was Ike, Silly, Decimate, and no idea what to do with Hugh gone. So we knew Hugh was going to Splice.
Okay, just announce everything.
It's on the Envy thing.
Right, so the
Hugh to Splice is announced.
I'll put it in the chat.
So the roster is Ike, Silly, Decimate, Assault, and Gunless.
Sure, that is like. Tell you what, one thing actually, like next month, apparently there's going to be an SMG buff within before Miami in champs.
I would have preferred. If I was Gunless, I would have rather stayed in LG.
So.
I think from what I understand,
Gunless, they're both on loan.
Gunless was not staying in LG. Like, someone quoted this to me at the event. He said, "No players are talking about ROSTERMANIA apart from Gunless, who's quite happily going around teams finding out what his options are." Like every other player was like, "We'll get this tournament done, and then we'll talk about it to like managers and stuff." Apart from Gunless, who apparently was quite happy to talk about rosters and changing without like any shame at all. It's like, no, well, where can I go? Will you take me? What's the contract? Let's negotiate.
Like, Aix has done well to stay on that team because Aix
is never being dropped from that team unless.
Wait. We need to make sure what role is he running.
I don't know, but I know he had a cluster for a fucking long time and he was awful.
You got Assault now.
Let's be real. Assault is not running no Maddox or Sorg for any team.
Yeah, exactly.
So he must be the AR. Aix is about to run your Maddox. He's about to run your best gun on the team.
He done that. This is the thing. He ran Maddox. He had fucking War Machine Maddox and he was awful. I don't get it.
Wait. Who's there? Sorg, Silly, Decimate.
It's gonna have to be Silly and
Decimate. Aix. No, the team's still gonna be shit.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. I've got no faith.
No faith.
Especially like if they like if it does go 2 sorgs, which is what Trek are trying, apparently, then like the team is done, man. They might be good in the league in the next couple of weeks when they can
I think this team might be
but
okay.
I don't rate it, man.
I think it's going to be
they'll win
okay.
maps, at least.
It depends how mad Gunless goes. Like
Gunless was going mad in that LG team. They were still getting shot on, bro.
It's like you just had Hook on this team going mad, and you couldn't win maps.
It's true.
So it's Gunless. You know, you gonna win maps? I don't know.
It's Aches.
And you haven't changed the slowness in the Feather issue because you just picked the Basalt, who's even slower.
Yeah.
So you haven't
3
fixed
out of
that
4
issue.
champs last year, winning teams. So.
If anything, the team's got slower by a mile. Like you've not got the pace of Hugh. You've swapped him for.
I agree.
I think Aches is winning champ.
Did you guys say that they announced the thing?
Yeah, they've announced. This is the Envy thing that they've put out. Envious have announced they picked up Gunless and Assault, and Hugh has gone to Splice. Let's talk about Splice. Because this is the rumored full roster right now. Obviously, Hugh has just been confirmed to go there on loan. The Splice current roster rumor is Looney, Aqua, Temp, Jerd, Hugh.
They're contenders for a championship. They've done what I said.
They're winning champs.
They needed a superstar SMG because Looney and Jerd aren't Slayers. So you needed a Slayer on the front line. You've got that. You put Looney back on the Maddox now with Temp. Looney showed that he can carry the team if necessary with a Maddox. Temp does carry the team with a Maddox. Potential for everyone to go off on that team. Like you just gotta have Jerd put his life on the line, and everyone else hopefully just goes off, and you're gonna win a chip.
I like it a lot, to be honest. Yeah. I think this is a question.
I think they finessed. They've finessed. I don't know how they've managed to get.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
even though last year when Hugh and Temp played on the same team, they weren't that great. This year, like Hugh's coming to his own. Temp's just fucking unbelievable. And then even with Aqua going to main AR, like I said this a lot, I actually rate him as a main AR.
Yeah, he's good. Well. And Looney's been honest. Like I really rate Looney this year. Like I mean, maybe you guys don't. But I really rate him
with the Maddox. With the Maddox, yeah.
With the Maddox,
with the Sorg shit.
And also he's won a championship. What the last like 4 years in a row or something. He hasn't won a championship this year yet, but he's won a championship the last 3 years before that. And like
the team's gonna contend for a championship, no doubt. If they don't,
Splice team's so good, man. Just thinking about how well this could work. Like, because the rumor was them getting Gunless, right? For a long time, there was rumors of Gunless to Splice.
Imagine.
Somehow, I actually think this is a better move.
Yeah, because they needed a sword. They needed a good sword.
Because if they brought Gunless in,
100% a better move. 120% a better move.
It does go 2 subs as well. Like their team is actually sorted for it, unlike a fair few other teams, especially Envy. Like Jordan Hook is just like wow, and like it's not like the other guys play particularly slow either. Like Aqua's not a slow main AR, Looney's not a slow Maddox, Temp's cracked out of his mind as well. So
the best thing about it, Hugh isn't baiting anymore. Hugh was dropping 1.2 baiting. This guy has someone baiting for him now, so we're looking at a 1.4
mate. I'd give him a 4.1.
Yeah,
fucking hell. Yeah. I think just based on this, I already think maybe Splice have won ROSTERMANIA. Like I'm just trying to think who's
out of all the teams that have changed, they've won ROSTERMANIA.
This is my favorite team right now.
I don't know who let that happen, but you know.
Jerd and Hook, SMGs with Temp behind them.
It's good, man. That's got to be said.
Fucking team, man.
If they don't win a chip this year, they should be punching themselves because they're finessed. That's the biggest finesse I've seen in quite some time.
They won't be having Hook after this season either because he's definitely like Envy aren't going to let him go that easy.
Depends.
So, yeah, they want him. They want him for.
This is their chance.
A lot of loaning going on at the moment. Teams do not want to let any players go.
Makes sense. A lot of sense.
Let's move on. Evil Genius's apparent, alleged new roster. Attach, Exotic, JCap, Apathy, Accuracy.
Hello!
Friendship move. Phantoms.
I feel bad.
Phantoms was definitely 10 times better than fucking Accuracy. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I think he's statistically been the worst player this year, right? If he's average all the worst players play, like KD wise, who's been at the bottom the most, I think it's him.
It means that JCap will be on the Maddox because I know they did try him on the ICR and then they had Phantoms on it because Phantoms was pretty damn good with the ICR.
I don't know. I don't think JCap should be
questionable.
He's not good enough at the moment.
Yeah.
Exotic, had a poor Anaheim for the year, so we give him the benefit of the doubt for that tournament. It is what it is.
We've been gassing App though, right?
I've had a decent showing. Can get better. He knows he can get better. He will get better.
Yeah.
Attach seems to be going off and doing nothing with it, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they need to figure that problem out. But team's got worse, but it can still get better than what it was, I think.
Come like top 8 maybe.
Yeah.
They're not a top 8 team.
Yeah, we're stretching that.
Yeah. I'll tell you something, is as we move on to the next team, Enigma 6, their rumor is interesting because I see Jet Li tweet out, so it's less of a rumor. General, Kismet, God RX, Mayhem, and Breezy. And Jet Li is not even on their sub bench by the look of it. He's out of the league.
So they've got rid of Jet Li and
Frosty.
It makes more sense. Why have you got General and Frosty in the team in the first place? Makes no sense. Statues. So they've got more pace, got more. I think it gets better, but they overperform. So they're gonna change, not get that top 6, was it? And people are gonna be like, oh, they got worse. They didn't get worse. They overperformed.
Right.
They will get better, but they overperformed with the old roster. So you can't take that as yeah.
Still a weird couple guys to bring in, you know. Like Breezy, I get it. He's been sick. But like, you know, it's weird because on Elevate, it seemed like Breezy seemed to work with the vibes of the American guys. But now you've got Mayhem in there as well. Like, it's just very strange couple of players to pick up.
Yeah, it's that sort of group of people. Like
like
from an outside point of view, it's a madness. But lead them to do it. They clearly know what got their eyes set on who they want.
By the way, I'm quite glad we didn't try and watch this Splice thing live because at the moment it's literally just Marky B and Jared getting a haircut. Literally, it's a vlog, so it's Marky B and Jared getting haircuts at the moment. Mostly Marky B getting his beard trimmed. So clearly the Hugh announcement is not to the very end.
Yeah, well, we know it, so it's fine.
Yeah, so thank goodness for Envy have just spoiled it for us, so I don't have to watch Marky getting a haircut for 20 minutes. As much as I love Marky and Jared, I did want to see the information come in. So that proves us on. So that's Enigma 6. Heretics, we've already kind of talked about. Luminosity's rumored roster.
No, it's announced.
It's confirmed.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. Last night.
Yesterday.
It's Skies and Brack.
Yeah, so formal John, Slack, Brack, and Skies. Yeah, that's what I had anyway.
Yeah, it's a good change, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not obviously for Ricky.
Gonna need John and Slack to get that.
We're gonna have Skies on the ICR. Brack and Formal could be filthy. On the Maddox. That is deadly.
The Sorg duo just doesn't look that good from the history of the
Slack's been alright this year. Like legit, if John gets good, I'm not seeing anything that John is gonna get good.
Yeah, but
he usually does it in previous years, but this year I'm not like.
Yeah. John usually at champs pulls some off.
Yeah.
I don't have faith in him this year. I love John, been friends with John for fucking too long, but don't see it in him this year. Nothing from this year looks at him like, he's gonna perform at champs again.
Yeah, I can kind of get that. I think this team is LG is interesting because it looks like I think it's probably enough. And let's be perfectly honest here, LG needed something.
Yeah.
It's all right to be fair. It's not a change.
I think Brack is going to be like just ballistic for that team. That may help more than we expected to. I think that is a good thing. The problem is looking at the Luminosity roster. I don't know if that's a chip-winning team. It's a potential. It's got a potential. When you look at some of the other teams they now have to go against.
100%.
They'll not win the chip. They'll push for it. They'll push for it like the last LG team last champs did, where they pushed for that 4th place.
Yeah, they came top 6, but Formula 1.4 last champs is ridiculous.
Was it top 6? Was it not 4th?
I think it was top 6 in the end. I'll check for
you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it clicks. Maybe we were talking different about Miami after Miami, but I don't know. Let's move on because I can't make up my mind on that Luminosity team at the moment. I'm trying to think of it like going against some of the big boys in the league at the moment. It's a team that could mix it up, but I just don't see them beating every elite team out there. Do you know what I mean? Like I think they could beat one of the top 4 teams. I just don't think they could do all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, there's potential there for them to do work.
For one of the last 2 events, but well, it's just individual series, isn't it? Like,
apparently your mic is muted, Tunn.
Have you muted your mic? I was typing before. I was trying not to let the chat.
Brilliant, brilliant.
No, well, I'll say what I was saying to you is like, do you think that Skies beat Zero? Do you think Brack and Formal beat Celium and Scraps? SMG wise, do you see?
I think like I said, the problem is I'm not taking it as an individual shutdown. I think
to judge a team like that, probably.
Yeah,
I think they could. I just don't think they could do all of them. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, let's move on from them. Let's talk about Reciprocity, whose new rumored pickup is Alex.
Yeah,
dropping out Shawnee.
They got rid of one of the ARs. Wasn't the right AR.
What you think they should apparently do?
You think Dens, didn't you? I think we discussed this beforehand.
Dens, but I also think they need a better Maddox. They need. Then I mean, they've sorted the issue there with Alex, but before they had Brad and
Tom originally.
Tom, who was after Tom? Dens. Then it was Wusky and Sean. Like they haven't had a good Maddox this year. They haven't had a superstar Maddox this year.
Dens put up the 3rd best overall KD at the
event. But did he really impact the game?
I think we didn't say this before. Like you thought maybe Dens was playing slow with like a thermal.
Yeah, he ran. I never saw him with a red dot for ICR this weekend. I don't think.
If you could go,
let's get GA'd as well.
If you're gonna go into COD stats. The whole X Factor stat that they've got. So the difference, so the actual adjusted KD and what difference it makes to their win losses. So for instance, Scholar X put it 1.39, and his X Factor is determined as a 0.6 in comparison to him playing well. Dashi put up a 1.31. His X Factor is a 0.68. Skies, who was 4th, put up 1.25, and his X Factor was a 0.78. Dens put up 1.27. His X Factor was 0.19.
Ooh,
holy
shit. That actually probably does say a lot.
Yeah, bro. Like,
that's what MadCat said, didn't he? MadCat thought he was playing a bit.
You have a thermal ICR the whole tournament. The whole tournament. You are looking to play good, but not place well. Like,
well,
it's a stiff movement.
Here's what I can talk
about my neck right now.
Here's what I can get what MadCat's talking about, right? Like if what MadCat's saying is true, if you're running a thermal ICR that much, you're looking for specific kinds of engagement.
Oh, he's running a thermal ICR, and you've still got Shawnee and Wuskin on the map. That you've got another 2 main ARs on the map. You've sat back map the whole time basically, then, because them 2 went flying.
It's literally what we said when this team was formed. Like just teams like 4 ARs and Z, and then they got Dylan.
Yeah.
And then...
Do you think that's why Dylan's stats are so good? Because he's the only one.
No, he's just good.
No, he's
just he just needs help.
He just difficult gunfights and just destroys people.
He needs help. Period. I think Alex helps him, but I would have had Shawnee. I would have had Shawnee instead of Dens. He's a better main AR in my opinion.
Yeah. I can see where that argument is made, but I think do you know what I think's happened? Here's my guess of the mindset behind Reciprocity, and obviously I don't know. It's just a guess. I remember there being conversations a while ago about Shawnee being dropped. You know, when they were trying to figure out their pacing and stuff, and trying to figure out who, because they knew they were going to make a change anyway. And there was rumors about it then about Shawnee being dropped out. And I think with the whole Tommy situation going back out and letting Dens back in, I think they were impressed by Dens to the point where
how are you impressed by that? Like, if they go watch that tournament back, I was not impressed. I looked at the stats and saw that and nearly fell over. That was the biggest shock of a stat I've ever seen.
So, they've had an issue with Sean for a while now, yeah.
Yeah, they've had bro.
So you would have just got rid of both of them, right? Would have been a logical thing instead of
Basically, I would have dropped Dens and Brad.
Brad?
Yeah, and kept Sean. But Sean's the better main out of all 3, and Brad hasn't showed that he's amazing with the Maddox, which they needed.
Brad's been all right.
So all right, but he hasn't like.
So regardless, you would have got rid of 2 instead of just 1, right?
Yeah.
I would have done the same. I would have got rid of 2. I don't know what 2 I would have got rid of, but I would have got rid of 2.
I think it's difficult because I don't think Sean actually played that great on
Well, you can't get rid of Dylan or Zed.
No, you can't get rid of Dylan or Zed. It'll be
and
out
I
of the
think
3.
Sean's the better main AR.
See, the thing is with me, with Sean, I think he's a fucking, like...
What event did Ruskin run
as well?
What event did Ruskin run ICR on?
I don't remember. But the thing is with Sean, I think he's so fucking good at every single role. Like, he's actually very good at being a flex. Like, he can run a good sub, he can run a good... I don't know about Maddox, because I haven't really fucking seen him run a Maddox.
Did they not have this issue last year when they changed the on Shawnee start on Unilad? Didn't Shawnee change to a flex?
But the thing is, like, when I teamed with him on IW, he was literally by far the best flex going. Like, if I needed a good ICR, I mean, I think it was an ICR in that game, I can't remember. Or MV4.
MV4,
yeah. He was perfect. He would literally take over for, like, say Watson was having a shit map, he would go at MV4 and be better than Watson. If I was having a shit time with a Sork, he'd pull out a Sork and be better than me. Yeah, Sean's actually really fucking good.
But Sean's good on S&D as well. This is what
I think. And he is good at S&D as well, yeah.
Sean getting dropped, and I feel bad for Sean because Sean shouldn't have got dropped. If they even dropping one person, I think it should have been Dens. And you gotta think it's such a volatile time to get dropped as well. Like, and whoever was getting dropped from that team wasn't getting picked up.
I have here's an interesting thing. We've been talking about Shawnee and obviously like Tommy. Who's the sub for that team at the moment?
It
was Tommy.
Yeah, it was Tommy, but they brought in Alex.
Denz is gonna
they haven't
be in the house though. They're not gonna send him home, and Tom's traveling still.
Denz is still the first team.
Yeah,
Denz is still first team, but
so who's Sean? It's gonna be Sean.
Sean is there, so that means Tommy's technically out.
Yeah, but that's not a surprise.
But
that's what I was getting at.
Like, if you know the things behind the scenes, you know that anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I kind of got that impression. I just wanted to double check that Shawnee was in the sub spot. Because my point was I was going to say it wouldn't surprise me to see another change.
Yeah, but that right there where Shawnee goes to the sub spot is so fucking illogical.
Denz plays bad at Miami,
and then Sean straight back in,
Sean straight back in, and then what you're gonna sit there and say, they have a bad champs. You swap players way too much. You didn't let it. You didn't let it flow. You didn't let the mistakes untangle themselves naturally.
Yeah, so
you forced it.
Like, all right, I don't think Sean should have went. Like, whatever.
I think the other problem is how quick ROSTERMANIA is.
They needed to change the sub. Sean can't be on the bench there. Neither can Tommy.
I think the other big problem is bearing in mind that there has been no time to reflect on what's the event we just bloody went to, Anaheim. There's no time to reflect on Anaheim before this roster change come in.
But there is.
You haven't really time to look at the VODs. You haven't had time to.
What do you mean? You've got people that just sat there and watch coaches, analysts. They sat there and watched his game.
The thing is,
they've been most of the coaches and all the teams have been the coach since like October. They should know their team. They should know what's wrong. They should know their team inside out. Shane should know what's wrong with this team right now. Well, they should, as Reedy just said, Sean should never be on the bench. That doesn't solve their issues. If Denz or say someone else plays bad, they need a flex sat on that bench. They need a flex player sat on that bench now.
We heard about the reciprocity change on Sunday night. So it feels like that's preempted, maybe.
Yeah, but still, regardless, it's not going to change. It's not going to solve anything because I don't think they improved tenfold without Sean.
Yeah,
with Alex, I think they might get a little bit better. A little honeymoon period. Everyone's happy.
I'll run through.
It will go downhill, and then when they start looking at people, say Denz, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be looking at Alex, Sackle said. Alex, Sackle, Dylan. You're just not going to be looking at them three. I think Alex is going to be good enough to hold his own with his Maddox, and them two of us just going to be good. So you're going to be looking at, you're going to be looking at Brad and Denz, and then all right, then cool, whatever. All right, we might have to make a sub, and then it's just Sean's going to come in, and it's going to be the exact same.
Yeah.
Literally the exact same.
Yeah, just the backup.
So it makes no fucking sense.
Shawnee's hardpoint and control KDs were pretty bad. S&D was decent.
But you had him on a Maddox as a mania.
I know. But saying that, I don't think. I think from what I've seen of him on main AR, I don't know if he was amazing. Like,
Are you okay?
No, I don't. Objectively, I don't think he was sensational.
He looks naturally the best on that team with an ICR.
Do you know what I always love about these podcasts? Is occasionally Tyler will just say something and that'll be it.
Also, as well, yeah. Also, you put Shawnee back on that team instead of Dens, and you've got the team the Unilad team that started performing at the end of last year with Dylan added. Oh my god!
Yeah, man, that is.
Just remembered that. Just thought of that when I was looking at it.
No, that's actually another good point.
Yeah. I think comparatively is that maybe the stats are being looked at from Denz's point of view too much, and they've sort of said, "Oh, he's put up a 1.11 hard point or 1.47."
If that's the case, then the players need to give their head a wobble, and so does Shane. Love Shane to pieces, but
I mean,
that is a poor decision.
Scoreboards out now, like he's got all the spreadsheets and all that stuff, like the Easy Mac, you know, all the Easy Mac stuff. Like he's used his templates, so like I don't know, he's probably recording stuff, so I don't know if he's thinking along those lines. Couldn't say, but maybe there's things we don't know. There always is.
Yeah, I get that. Let's move on because we've gone deep in reciprocity. Units is next. Here is the rumored roster for units. Rated, Joe, Weeman, Cammy, and Nolson.
I wouldn't have played in the pro.
Filthy man.
Joe Reese has gave up hope. Like at that stage, he's just thought, "Fuck it, we'll just have you free. It's whatever, man."
No, I wouldn't have played in the league.
Right.
I wouldn't have played in the league because they play free league matches. What the fuck is free league matches? They go to playoffs, play in the play-in. They are not making it. If they make it, it's a major upset. So realistically, they're not making it. I think Joe and Reese know that. If they do, they're pulled off of madness. So realistically, all they have is champs. I would have played an AM bracket, went through the motions, went through, like, maybe you play better comp in the play-in, whatever. Still, some of the teams are still shambles. Some of the teams aren't still on that grade. At least playing the open bracket, you go through motions together. You get more warmed up, more prepared for champs. And champs is the biggest one for every single one of these lot. If any of them want to play next year, champs is everything for these five. Everything.
What I would have done if I was Reese and Joe, and I don't know why it's not been done. Just got Shocks fighter and fucking Luca.
Right, no,
just gone under Mind Freak.
I spoke to Mind Freak. It sounds I spoke to a couple of them, and it sounds like they didn't actually want to do it because of them having so much luck in the open bracket. It's 60 grand for first in.
Yeah, bro, that's why I said these lot shouldn't have played in this. But also to add really what I said about playing with the emotions and that, these Reese and Joe have been fucked over for estimate 6 figures this year. If you want to add what they haven't been getting paid since they joined Deno and more for like the average salary, they have been fucked over for 6 figures for them. Bro, I would have went and won that open bracket and recouped some of my money back, got through the motions more, and played in that. Whether that's a risk or not, I don't know. But I would have done it personally, and I know Joe wanted to do it at one point.
Yeah, Rated and Joe have had such a shit year. It's so bad when you look at it objectively.
I'm surprised any of them, like them two or bands, aren't in a mental home. Like losing out on 6 figures, bro.
I can't see bands.
Joke, you know?
I can't see bands not being picked up by an open team as well. So.
He will. Bands will be in an open
team. I can't see him not being picked up.
In a league team or something?
No. I meant for an open team. He'll definitely get picked up.
He'll be making more money than probably this team will, because you come top 16 in open, you get more money than you come top 8 in the main thing.
They need to get to the main thing first.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
They're not even in the main thing. They need to play. There's 2 spots out of 8 teams, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you've got like an LG in there. You've got you've got loads of other teams.
A lot of good teams. Milling.
Yeah, it's insane.
All right, so wait, Mind Freak actually didn't want to do that because they're making money
in.
Why would you want to do that for, bro?
Because the thing is, they've already got a good team. I mean,
long term, I think right, short term, right? Yeah, they're not going to do anything at playoffs, but champs, I reckon them five could do something.
When you going to practice for champs? You haven't got an org to
fund. True. They're not going to be in America. There's no org. I mean, units still don't have an org, right? Units don't have an org. They're still under denial.
No, not under denial. They're like the players own the spot or something.
Yeah. But when they still called denial at Anaheim?
No, they were called units.
They were called units. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I remember seeing the thing, but it's insane for me. Like,
I'm just bringing up the prize pools for both events. Just
so tragic, man.
Yeah, but bro, they need to get to playoffs before they even talk about money.
Yeah.
And if you win the open bracket, it equivalents to top 4 in playoffs.
Trying to get the right. So so if you win it in the Open, it is 60,000. So fourth. So you would have to finish fourth to make more money than that in the pro tournament. That's not happening. 100 grand for fourth, by the way. Holy shit! Fair play.
That is fair enough.
Yeah. Let's move on then. Before we go on this, the final word on the units team. I think it's like Rated and Joe have had the worst possible year they could.
Doesn't help their performances, does it? At all?
Yeah, and bearing in mind, like their stock's probably pretty low at the moment, considering no org. People don't want to jump on that team. It is what it is. We'll see how this team does. Like those players aren't unknown to me. I think that they'll be okay. I just don't, it's just not a threat. It's just not a threat.
You know what the maddest thing is here, and it's really sad to think. It doesn't make sense to play in that spot. It doesn't make sense to play in that league right now. If you give it that spot now and say to a team Mindfree, have that spot, they're going to turn it down.
Sell it.
What? Sell it to who? No one's even picked them up. No one's going to buy that.
That's actually
the point.
There's no point having all this spot gives you is a free trip to champs. And if you can't get top 16 in an AM bracket, you shouldn't be at champs.
That's actually, Deal raises a really good point here because one of the biggest benefits of being in the Pro League is that you can command a Pro League salary. But if you haven't got an org, you aren't commanding shit.
It doesn't look good for anyone involved. Like the fact that MLG have got a team without a org playing in their league, like these guys aren't getting paid. Like Bounce they had to fly themselves to this event, they weren't getting money.
What's the maddest thing as well is that it's not that it suddenly just happened and their orgs pulled out. They got scumbag by denial. Then they got scumbag before that. So these lot have been getting scumbag the whole time, and MLG have done nothing about it.
Thoughts on the actual roster then?
Can't say.
I think the roster's okay. I just don't. I think top 8 would be a good result for them.
Kind of weird roles, no? Like, is Weeman going to be the ICR then? Rated and Nelson on the
Reese.
Joe?
Yeah, Reese is
mainly ICR. Okay, yeah. And then Joe gonna? I guess Joe will be on a sub. Like he's been good with the Maddox, though.
Yeah. I'm guessing Weeman knows some Maddox, Cammy, Joe.
Could be all right, but like it's not. Maybe top 12 if they even make playoffs. That's the thing. They made playoffs. Like, yeah, I doubt it. To be honest.
All right, let's move on because I just don't think this team's gonna make big waves. I can't see it happening.
I think it's quite sad because they recently don't get to play till champs. 3 league matches. You're flying out to Columbus for a week for 3 league matches. Woo! You go to Miami to play in a play-in. You're not gonna make the playoffs, so you're not even in the tournament. Woo! You're not gonna play properly till champs. It's quite sad. It's really sad.
It is real sad. Literally 2 months until.
Let's talk about everyone's favorite team. Midnight, rumored roster: Parasite, Llama God, Royalty, Zaptius, and Frosty.
It's still gonna be trash, man. There's no way to
it. Two of them just lost to Ricky, and the other one. Just a statue. So you got 2 statues again? Not gonna work.
And then they've still got Llama God. Holy hell!
Trash.
Llama's been using an ICR as well a bit this year. So it's like, what's going on with the pacing?
Been using whatever he wants to get his shitey KD up because he's shy. It's whatever.
Looking at,
to be honest,
what a weird team that is, man.
Just
if that gets announced.
To the potential play-in bracket based on where they are now, of course, some of these positions could change, but like. Units could be on the side of EG, and then they'd have to play Elevate or Luminosity. Midnight could be playing E6. Envy, UIU are all in like the qualifying rounds and stuff like that.
You never know.
Well, yeah, it's not out of the question, and this could all change. I said so. It's hard to really distinguish it, but yeah,
that's good.
It's tough.
Yeah.
What's mad is Reciprocity and Midnight are 9-9 in the league. They're on the biggest cusp of playing to playoffs.
Yeah, but wasn't Midnight basically half their cusp is the fact that like the other Midnight
7 and they walked into.
Didn't they walk into a 5-2 or something?
Yeah, no, 5-2. Yeah, you're right.
They walked into a 5-2, and they're now 9-9. So like they've gone what 4-7.
Like, kind of what people expected. To be fair, it's not tragic.
I actually expected less. I expected worse. I expected worse.
Yeah,
I mean, like Zabchius was really good. To his credit, last year at Champs, like, do you remember on that Lethal team, like when they played Vitality? Like, he's been really good, but on this team, on the UAU at least, he hasn't really done anything. Royalty's been pretty bad, and then like Frosty, I don't know what to say. Like, the pacing just seems all over the place on this team. Like,
So I'm just
lost Blast and Saints, and you've got Royalty Zap, so it's like
I'm just having a run through of who these two are playing. Rec have got to play E United, Envy, Heretics, and Elevate.
They'll win one of those.
But they've got
Midnight have got to play Elevate, Heretics, maybe E United. Well, it's all the same. Yeah, you all play the same teams, so I don't know.
I don't know. This Midnight team. I can't deal with this Midnight team ever since the big change that happened at the start of the season. I like that team. I like the old Midnight team. The new Midnight team, I just struggle to care about.
Yeah, there it is.
I just don't see big things from them. We saw a tiny flash, in the Pro League. Went to London, shit on. Went to this event, shit on.
Yeah.
I feel like the old team had potential to win a series though, like actually like beat a top team like on an upset. Like you got Saints, you got Blaz, like possible you could make something happen. Whereas this team, I don't even know if that really exists anymore, especially if Royalty and Zap play how they have this year, like so far. Like, am I seeing them even get a good upset win? I don't know. Probably not. So I don't really rate it.
No, trash. UYU. Parzelium. The best they are at the start of the league, in that Midnight team, is no longer going to be in the Pro League.
No, he's gone.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I've heard that he might not be the best, like, team. Maybe his communication isn't the best. Or
just before we go too deep in this, so the current roster is Methods, Phantoms, Blazed, and Saints, and they're looking for a fifth Blast. I always call him Blaze. It's Blast. It's because I fucking think of Guy Blaze whenever I tell it. This UIU team sucks. And every time I end up like seeing them at an event,
why was Methods brought in before the league started, and why has he remained on a team that's been trash? You qualified without him, so clearly he was good enough. You bring him in, trash. Then you decide at the end of the game, the biggest two events, you're going to make a team around him. Me personally, he was quite good last year. This year, at the start of the game, shite. Horrible on phase. Horrible. Came to this team, pulled a blue KD, but still didn't win anything. The team got worse. He got worse. He keeps getting worse. The team keeps getting worse. But then you decide to make the team around him. And then you decide to... A mismatch of Saints, doesn't care. Blast, not the best LAN player. Phantoms, yeah, okay. But you got rid of Parzelion, so Phantoms are Parzelion.
Classic's going to be their fifth, by the way.
Yeah, the team's done. Move on, man. I can't be arsed talking about them.
It's so interesting, this team, really. Like, it's just, they've done this the entire year, really. They'll just make so many changes, and then it won't work. Like, when they brought in, like, Zaptius as well. They'll make a load of changes, and they won't work. They won't really give it that much time, because they don't really seem to give any thought to like team chemistry or anything like that. It's like when they swapped out Spoofer Methods at the start, like they just did him for like, I think they wanted Parasite, but like they like the rest of the team or something, but the org decided they want Methods for like the clout or whatever. And then when new org to COD, I can kind of understand it, but like a lot of the teams they've formed have just been like, just let's put a load of big names on a team that maybe if we don't get a franchise spot, we can sell for decent money next year. It's probably part of what they're thinking.
Dude, there are a good amount of players in this league that are, if you're looking at objectively franchise wise, and bearing in mind once that happens, you don't get the friend circles. A good percentage is not making it into the pro league. Like even as subs, like I just wouldn't take the risk. I'm like, some of these players, I'm like, there are better, more hungry players out there I can put on my sub bench, and there are better players out there that I can make a team around. Because next year, when there's 25 million on the line, you do not get to pick your friends. You just don't.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Let's move on to our last team now because I'm aware of the time of this podcast. Elevate, Whalers, Emery's, Profizi, Lacefield, and Believe.
What is going on, man?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, this
Where's
ROSTERMANIA.
You got rid of Risking and
Breezy and Skies are out the door, and then
Risk is gone. Risk is gone.
No, Risk wasn't. Was Risk on the? Was he their bench? I guess it was their bench. Or
Yeah, it was the bench.
It's Breezy and
Skies.
Yeah.
Skies.
Skies has moved to Luminosity.
Skies LG, Breezy's on Enigma.
Yeah, so I guess Skies went to a better team, so fair play. You bring him in for I believe.
Does that make Whalers the only French player left on that roster?
Yes.
Yep.
And is that just to keep the spot?
Maybe.
Because wasn't it overtime spot originally?
I don't think he's actually.
No, I don't think you do anymore.
Oh, you don't have to.
I don't think so. You just have to keep one player every roster change period. So, because they still have Emery's and Profizi, they could just get rid of everyone, I think.
So how's Lama got stayed on that midnight team?
Lacefield's honestly been pretty good. I feel like, I don't know, having him on midnight even gave them serious winning potential.
Yeah,
he could drop a 1.4.
But I just don't. I think it's a downgrade though.
Yeah, no, there's no way. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, downgrade.
And that's it.
Shite.
Envy, we talked about Envy in detail. Yes.
Yeah, shite.
Okay, excellent.
Shite.
Yeah, right, fantastic. Right, questions in the chat time. Let's get through these in a swift manner because I am aware that this has been one of our longer podcasts because there's so much to talk about. Okay. How good would the old Midnight of team, the one that started in the league, be right now?
Go on, Reedy.
We don't know.
Honestly, we don't know. I mean,
don't know.
Envoy's doing bits, and who was the other fucker that's doing decent?
Brazilian.
Brack.
Brack's
the guy.
decent.
Definitely at least middle table.
And Llama.
They would have been middle, but
got rid of Llama, got a better player. Yeah, them bits.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, they probably would have made a change like that.
I feel a bit bad for Brack because I feel like he is one of. I think he could be in a Maddox duo in a top 6 team.
He's had a weird year, really, but he's done well.
I think
Midnight to accelerate into units and to LG. So.
He's definitely good enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here's one. Thoughts on having online customers with Charlie and Delta streams? I think it's interesting. The problem is you don't get to control the product, and CWO controls the product. So you sending a clean stream out means you don't get to control mics, you don't get to control the backdrop, you don't really have that much handle on production. It's difficult. Plus, you need to pay people, and even if you get it's difficult. Having more casters is so much scale.
It's
to
not
bring
just
in.
it's not just bringing 2 extra guys in. It's
two if you don't have the breaks. It's 4 if you want to actually have a decent rotation.
There's another stream, and then there's production staff. It's multiples of thousands. Multiples of thousands. And then there's other, things that you have to sort out for them if they're coming over from a different country.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what
here's a question from Randoms. You guys reckon Tommy will try to get that Vitality team back? No?
Well,
no.
Chain, Denza?
Yeah, potentially.
Maple?
Potentially heard, possibly.
That'd be fun.
What are you trying to say, Tunny?
Den didn't retire, didn't he?
Who's, by the way, I've been meaning to ask this the entire podcast. Probably not time to bring it up. I can hear a fan. Who is that?
I don't know, but Tun, what are you trying to say?
Nothing's changed on mine. Every time Tommy gets close to his mic, it makes a noise.
That Tommy is trying to come back in with an amateur team.
Oh yeah,
probably an American team.
Fair enough.
Most likely will be an American team because his birds out there now.
Yeah.
Potentially.
He gets slotted. If there's one thing Tommy's good at, it's slotting into teams and making them better. Don't know how he does it. As far as I'm concerned, he's magic. Not entirely sure. But he's done it more. He's done it so many times now. I won't even doubt him. I'll just refuse to doubt him. There's no point. So we'll move on from that one. What's your? I don't know. Ben, I don't know who that is.
Coach. I think he's UI.
UIU's coach. I don't know enough about him.
No, me neither.
Should E United have dropped Clay for Gunless?
Yeah.
Well, if they could get Gunless, I mean,
they could.
Yeah.
Should
I think if they could have got him,
to, no.
Yeah, I feel like they should have. Yeah, no, I don't think they'd have even let him do it. But I don't think the team really gets along with Clay that well, from what I know. Because earlier in the year they had the issues as well. They had the.
Well, if they don't get along with Clay, could you imagine putting Gunless in there?
Yeah, but then again, Pristini, RCTs, I played with him before. Like, can you, like that team from Infinite Warfare that won Atlanta, and then you've got like minus Silly plus a BZ plus Simp. Like, it's pretty filthy on paper. But I guess it just wouldn't work out in terms of money. Like, LG wanted a lot. Envy of the cash.
It depends. A lot of teams that be looking at it now. If you're not going into franchise, and why do you want to drop?
That's also true. Yeah, Clay is money next year.
Here's another question. We'll move on. Like I said, I want to do these quite quickly. Reedy or MadCat trying to play at Champs?
Yeah. I mean, if the opportunity presents itself for me and it's seemed worth my time, then yeah, I'll play.
Fantastic. Right, MadCat, Reedy, Bance. Just find 2 more. Get your funding. Get to Miami.
Actually, wouldn't be a bad little team.
Someone's asking why MadCat's not playing this year. MadCat, you come back in MW?
Being realistic and truthful. If Miami and Champs don't work out, then no. He has to work out.
Yeah, it makes things more difficult for next year.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If there is one mediocre / below average league team that you think may surprise everyone at Champs, similar to EG last year, who will it be?
Joe in that?
Now?
Units, you reckon?
Yeah, Joe in that.
Like, so, how do I even call a dark horse? Like, am I going to say Wreck?
I see with EG, I would say like because he's comparing it to last year's EG, and they were like middle of the pack last year. We didn't expect them to win.
No, they were horrible all year.
Yeah,
they were awful.
Second of Seattle, that was it.
So that's like it's like objectively like they're midnight.
I'd say you're looking at the reciprocity team.
Yeah, Wreck.
Yeah, I agree. I think
that's the team.
That's the sort of same. Yeah.
Fair enough. Where we going? Actually, for chat, people just putting statements. I need questions. Should a big team have gone all out for Dylan? The problem with that is that
they did. I think
Rec have to want to sell him.
But why would Rec do that?
Yeah, Rec wouldn't sell him. So I don't think it has
all chances of any possible decent player.
And the thing is, Dill's not gonna fucking sit there and put his foot down, screaming and shouting, saying he wants to be let go because he was very lucky to be brought into the situation. Enjoying it with them guys living in Vegas and stuff. I don't.
I spent the Monday with them and everything.
Clearly,
I spent the Monday with them and they all seem really like sound with each other and the vibes are flowing. So I don't think it was ever.
Question: do Rec have the money for a franchise? I hear they do.
They do.
But I'm not their accountant. So, one question for Reedy: what's your aim for a job next year in franchising?
Depends on how the whole system is. If there's a contender team, ideally, I know I'm good enough to play in the league, but other people see it different. Ideally, I'd like to lead a contender team and bring through young talent and mold them into players that would be able to go straight into a first team. If that doesn't work, I would love to go into coaching. But I mean, people keep on bringing their friends on as coaches that don't actually have a fucking clue what's going on.
I legitimately think you'd be a good coach because you don't hold back, and I think some people are too friendly.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's fair.
Right. Yeah. Next question: would EU United stand a chance of winning Miami or Champs if they drop Clay for Gunless? I feel like we already kind of answered that one.
Yeah.
We kind of, since EU United are already being one of the top teams, I think that's an obvious answer of we do think Gunless for Clay would be an upgrade. So yes. I'm not even going to ask the rest of them. I think we've kind of already covered it. This one, though, is very interesting. Ibski says, can this be considered the worst year for EU COD in terms of success?
There were some bad years.
It's not even EU COD anymore, though. This is the issue. It's not EU COD anymore.
Last
year,
I hated that whole, Red are the best team in Europe. Like, nobody gave a fuck about if
that shit died a long time ago. The only thing that's EU COD is right now for me is the amateur EU scene, and they're just not up to par. That sucks. But other than that, like internationally at the pro level, there is no EU scene. There hasn't been for a good 3 years now. I don't think anyone thought, right, I'm the best EU player, rah. Like we got the EU teams realistically got blessed with getting like 5-6 spots every year. We literally got 2.
The last 3 years have been way better in terms of results. So if you look at it that way,
for UK players and mainland Europe players, the results have been better. But I don't think EU could died at all.
Fair enough.
It hasn't died.
No. Wait, hold on. What is it? Worst year. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the worst year.
EU COD has died in
It's been the
I
worst
agree.
year. It's been the worst year since AW. Since the CD belts come around, this is the worst year.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough.
I just don't think people really care about EU COD
Yeah, no one cares about it anymore. But like in terms of
title.
like the whole year, it has been shot. I mean, the whole thing's been shot regardless.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on. This is another question about E United dropping Clayster or Pristini. We've already covered like the rosters and the rumors, so I'm gonna actually skip that one for now because it's kind of
go back and watch the VOD. It'll be on EGL. I mean Gfinity.
Someone asked opinions of Tunn's hair at the moment. Let's have a look at that. Let's turn the stream on. I think it's kind of normal how it normally is, right?
Yep.
I do miss the old gappy fringe or the up fringe. You've changed it from going up. That's what you've done.
Gappy fringe. I'm halfway between Marky B and Nate Shot.
That's completely fine, bro. Shannon cuts your hair.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
right. Let's move on. How is JCap still on a pro league team when he hasn't broke a 0.8 all year?
This is JCap.
JCap, man.
He hasn't broke a 0.8 all year.
Was he really?
Well,
I don't care who you are. If you haven't broke a 0.8 all year, I don't know how.
I'm not going to go through because it'll take me like 10 minutes. But I trust you. But yeah, it's JCap, so you probably got to pass.
Have a look. There's not many questions left.
Wait,
Does Splice win a chip before this game finishes now? If you listen to the rosters, we think it's a good possibility.
100 Thieves, I think, need to get worse, though. Like, I don't even think this Splice team is going to like be able to handle them if they play as good as they did this event. Like, I don't think they will stay this good, like as MadCat said, but like if they do, then they're winning both the last two events. Like, I don't think any team's touching that level right now. Their team is literally perfect all across the board in every mode.
Fair enough. All right, two more questions, and then we start rocking out. I think they're interesting questions. One, should Gen G or Optic have made a roster change?
I said Gen G should probably get rid of Nagafen. Optic,
I don't think they come top two again.
Yeah, they come top two. Optic, I think it's a lot what Dill said. I think they should probably, I don't know who, I ain't got a fucking clue who, but I don't think
doesn't make sense that they can't make a change because but the person that I would change, me personally, is not even a question if they could change him.
You guys say
Scum. Yeah, just not. It's not.
He hasn't had his best yet, but I don't think he's objectively been bad.
No, it's not. But
given his role, you
gotta think TJ Halley. You're not dropping him. You're not dropping
TJ. Was
you're not dropping. You're not dropping Damon again. Krim should be one of the Maddox. The clutchest player of all time.
Jesus, by the way, just throwing that scum thing out there, I'm sure that means any Optic fans watching the VOD right now are not going to be best pleased. There's like a fanatic core around him.
They shouldn't make a change. That's the only one that you would do if you had to.
You're not going to turn Stashy. You're not going to change. You're not going to drop Damon. You're not going to get rid of Krim. TJ played like fucking insane at Anaheim. If you were to pick anybody from that team, it would be Scum.
You just can't make a change. Like, I just feel like that team right now is good enough to be the best team in the game again. But like on the whole, their team is just not as good as 100 Thieves. Like Optic fans, like not all of them obviously, but there's some which when they lose, they're so quick to like choose a player that should get swapped out and then they'll be the best team in the game again. Like it doesn't work like that right now.
A hive mind.
Yeah, right now there's some Optic fanatics just like spitting at the screen, going, "Scump's the king! Scump's the king! How dare you even talk about him?"
They're still a great team.
Yeah. And the last question I thought was interesting. It's something we haven't really talked about. Who would make the best manager that currently isn't?
Manager.
Manager.
Wait, hold on, a manager.
Manager, not coach. Manager.
That's hard though because
does he not mean? I feel like he means coach because.
Yeah, but I want to shout. I want to shout manager. Manager instead of coach.
This is Brice promoting himself for next year. That's what he's doing here.
It is. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is me. But...
Wait, have you applied for the Toronto job?
I can't talk about whether or not I've done anything.
Yeah, you have. I actually don't know. Manager, like it. I definitely wouldn't say Brice. I actually don't know.
Wow. I mean, hold on.
There's a lot of
Brice,
people
Brice would be a good shout, but I'd like to put myself forward as well because I'm a illiterate fuck.
Oh yeah, that's put you right up there, mate.
No, yeah, I actually don't know
Can't use
about
Excel.
There's so many people who have been in and around the scene for years that will make good managers. It just depends what teams want.
No, there's so many people that have been around in and out the scene, but it depends if they're logical and smart and actually know what they're talking about. Because there's a lot of people that just feel bullshit.
Yes, there is. There really is. I'm trying to think who would I consider as a
Swanee, right there.
Big-
I reckon Swanee would be a fucking brilliant manager. Picking teams, like if a manager had to do that, I reckon Swan. 100%.
What Swan? Decision making? No.
He actually is. Yeah, well,
What are you on about? That guy's a chess master.
Decision making in terms of team, I wouldn't give Swan that. I don't think Swan would like to take that responsibility.
I think I can see. I
think Swan coach.
Rambo's a good shout. Rambo's a good shout.
Yeah, it has to be a father figure. It has to be.
yeah, Swan's a dad.
Yeah,
I'd say
I can see Swan.
Rambo's just winning bowling world champs. Like,
Yeah,
Have Swan as a
too
coach.
busy for us.
I wouldn't have Swan as my manager.
No, Swan would be too like.
I'd be making the roster changes. He wouldn't.
Swan as a coach would be putting himself in.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, man, as well. Hey, if the team's playing shit, I'll fucking put Swan in.
There you go. There's your four: Swan, Dave, Reedy, MadCat. Need one more bit of
Fancy.
speed. I don't know.
Who?
Steve.
I just said make the team: Dave, Reedy,
Dave.
MadCat. No, not Bance. Bance, sorry, not Dave. Bance, MadCat, Reedy, Swan, and one more player, probably with some speed.
Dude, I'm fucking light.
Tony, he just finished the map 1 and 30.
I'll put Apoc in there, not Apoc's fucking sly, brother.
Right. That is going to be it for questions and stuff. Thanks for every questions throwing in. If you are watching this on the VOD, make sure you put something in the YouTube comments. But thank you to our guests for this one. It has been a long one. We'll start with Tactical Rab. Any shout outs?
No, I'm good. Cheers for having me again.
No problem. Reedy.
Yeah, again, if there's any franchise teams looking for a coach or someone to handle a contenders team next year, give me a shout.
Fair enough. MadCat.
What knows? Run it up.
Run it up. Fantastic. Tom.
There it is.
Nothing in particular from me. Might struggle for an episode next week because I am away. I'm working.
Episode without Tunn.
Oh my god, that would be dreamy. I mean, no one anyway, it's fucking harsh.
But I will sort that with Brice if he does want to do one. But potentially not able to happen. But other than that, obviously this will be on the YouTube for anybody who wasn't here and didn't miss anything. And we're getting quite a lot of viewers in the Twitch, so thank you to everybody who is actually coming out and sticking around and joining in the conversation. That's it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching and putting comments and stuff. We appreciate it. This has been Spitfire.
YouTube comments, and we'll answer them next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week because we'll be having a Tunn-free episode. I'll get it done. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.